Hi, I'm Sherrie Hamilton, and this is my husband Reagan.
And we're here at Tickawarra, Wakool, New South Wales. We're currently milking 700 Holstein Friesian cows on a Drylot system.
So we've been milking cows for 6 years, and before that we were both shearers. We bought 10 cows with the small farm, and we decided we were going to rear calves and milk these 10 cows.
Soon had too much milk to feed the calves and spoke to a couple of suppliers that were travelling past with the truck, and they were more than happy to pick up the milk. So we started supplying a little bit of milk. Got the first milk check and thought, this is not as bad as what we thought it might be. So we decided to purchase a few more cows. We ended up purchasing 65 Holstein cows. We grew the herd to about 180, 200 cows at the first little farm, which didn't have a lot of irrigation on it. So it was time to make a move. A dairy farm come up out the road at Wakool for sale. So we grew the herd to 350 cows, which in 2021 we grew our first maize crop and got a lend of an old horizontal mixer to feed cows through the summer months to try and help with the grazing, just make the pastures last longer and a bit more water efficient. So we fed cows along the fence line, but you have a lot of waste. So we talked to a few people about building a feed pad setup or a Drylot. We sort of come to that it was going to cost about 1.5 million for the setup we needed to support our 350 cows. We spoke with feed nutritionist and financial advisor, and we spoke to him about purchasing this farm, Tickawarra, in the end of 2021, which was sort of a bit of a no-brainer with everything here set up and the farm was running. So we decided that after being out there for 13 months, we decided it was time to pack the girls up and walk them again back to virtually where they come from, but across the road. When we moved to the farm, one of the biggest challenges has been the calf side of things, just not being set up for that number of calves, just because they were calving in batches when we first come here. We had our cows and their cows, so we had like groups of over 100 cows calving in 10 days, which, we just had really not a good enough calf facility. But now we've swung over to year-round calving and the batches are slowly weaning themselves out. The calves are a lot more easy to handle with just 5 to 10 calves a week. There was a few challenges in the shed. Vat wasn't big enough, so we purchased a new vat to handle the extra milk production. We put in cup removers to help with the mud and of the wet. We decided we would put in a teat scrubber, which has been a little bit of a lifesaver when it becomes wet. Put in a teat wand, so now we have 2 on the put-on side and no one on the take-off. The Drylot is 200 metres long by 250 metres wide, which is 50 square metres per cow at 400 cows per side. So they've got plenty of loafing area, which helps with mastitis control and keeping things dry. The drive feed alley up the middle is 6 metres wide with 2 4.5 metre feed alleys for the cows. So on one side of the Drylot we have a shade shed, which is 150 metres long and 12 metres wide, somewhere for the cows to escape the sun and extreme heat over the summer months. Over the wetter months we put wood chips and sawdust in to help with bedding, which definitely helped to keep it dry. So one of the big bonuses of having the cows on the Drylot is the feed production and the quality of feed we can produce off irrigation country. And we get 30 dry tonnes to the hectare between corn, cereals and pasture off that 120 hectares for the year. A lot of the other irrigation country was getting 8 to 12, 14 tonnes of dry matter off the pasture and cereals. The yields have gone up 2 to 3 tonnes per hectare just due to cow compaction. So by taking the cows off there, we're just getting healthier crops and a lot more production and better quality feed. Only really buying in almond hulls, cottonseed and canola meal and half our grain. Everything else is grown here on the farm. The advantage of having the Drylot is, exactly what it's costing you to feed each cow and what you're getting back per day. It's fairly hard to control on a grazing program, and in our such dry environment up here, it's just much easier to produce the feed, cut and carry, and then feed it back to the cows. We feed twice a day. When the cows come out to the parlour to get milked, we make a mix and feed the first lot, work the dry lot with a speed flour. We find that worked best for us, not going too deep, but deep enough to turn everything in and keep it nice and dry. We found if we work the dry lot too deep, as soon as we get rain, it's very hard to get it back dry. So the original cows were doing about 21 litres. 12 months later, we got the cows to just over 30 litres, which was better than expected in the first 12 months. Cows are currently doing 3.9 protein and 4.95 fat, so components are really strong as well.
We have recently put collars on all the cows, so we AI every day, and the collars have allowed us to really AI better quality heats, and we're getting better results.
With the wet weather that we'd never really experienced in Wakool, I've lived in Wakool my whole life and never seen rain like we've seen in 6 weeks. I think we recorded 460 mil of rain here, and we had a lot of trouble with cow health, like hurting hips and just going down, and so we decided that we'd have to make it a bit of a priority to concrete the laneway. So we concreted the laneway this year, and it's been a bit of a game changer really. It doesn't matter rain, hail or shine, at least we know the cows can get to the dairy in the best, safest, comfortablest way for the cow. We are part of a dairy discussion group. There's probably 10 to 15 dairy farms all sort of within this area, all get together and just chat about what's working and what's not working. It's just all about throwing ideas out there. We travelled to America with that last year to the World Dairy Expo and travelled around and had a look at some dry pack barns, free stalls, which the free stalls were either sand bedding or manure bedding. It was a real eye-opener for two shearers, I guess you could say. We picked up a lot of great ideas, and that's where we sort of got the idea to, it was definitely time that we probably needed to think about putting a roof over the cows and turning it into a dry pack barn with the option of going to free stalls if need be. Moving forward, the next step is probably to put a dry pack barn in to house roughly 500 cows for a start on the western side of the feed alley. If that all goes to plan, we will probably put up a barn on the other side of the feed alley in 12 to 18 months' time. That will definitely help to manage the cows, and we'll probably be able to milk up to 900 cows comfortably instead of being right on the limit. Moving forward, building all this up in the hopes of one day one of our three boys, or maybe all three boys, will want to take on the family farm and grow it into better and bigger things. If you want any information on the dry pack barns, I'd jump on the Dairy Australia website or reach out to your fellow dairy farmers in the community.